Hey Cricut crafters, let's make a cute treat bag for Valentine's Day. Hello, I am Katie from the craftyblogStalker.com and I am super excited about this project today. If you're new to my videos, make sure and hit that subscribe button. Here are most of the supplies I'm using for the project, as well as my Cricut cutting machine and an SVG that I designed specifically for this project. And you can find a complete supply list with shoppable links either in the description of this video, in the blog post, or through this QR code. I will start with Cricut Design Space on my iPad. If my Cricut Design Space looks differently than yours, it could be because I am on a device and you may be on a computer. Cricut is also really good at updating their software, so it could be due to that as well. All of the functions are the same, those icons just might be in different places. I've already uploaded the SVG into Cricut Design Space. I just need to bring it onto my canvas. So I'm going to hit this little plus sign, go to upload, open uploaded images, and here is my cute little Valentine treat bag. I'll add that to my canvas. I'm going to open up my layers panel and I want to ungroup. When creating a design outside of Cricut Design Space, there is no way to assign line function, which means all of the lines come in as cut lines. This design has some score lines, so we need to change that. I'm going to highlight just these lines. You can see in my layers panel they're showing as basic cut. I'll click on operation and I want to change those to score. And you'll see how in the design they change to that dashed line. That means they are now score lines, not cut lines. Then I want to attach those score lines to the base of my box. So I'll highlight both and select attach. That brought everything to the front. So that's why all of my pieces went away. But you can see they are still there. They're just behind. This design also comes with 3 different hearts with different sayings that you can choose from. You can do your Rawrsome for our little dinosaur, I love you, or you're awesome. I'm going to do your Rawrsome. So I'm going to go ahead and hide those other 2. I don't need them. This file can be resized. Just make sure that you highlight the entire design and resize from there so all of the pieces still fit together. I'm going to go with its original size. So I will undo. I am ready to cut, so I can click on make. I don't need to save. And here is my mat preview. You can see all of the different mats, the different colors of cardstock that I'm cutting out. Everything looks fine. So I'll go ahead and click on next. The material I am using is the medium cardstock, the 80 pound, so I'll select that. Whenever cutting paper, I always like to cut with more pressure just to make sure that I get those nice crisp cuts. So I'll change the pressure to more. And since all of the material is the same, I can select remember material settings so I don't have to go back and select the material between each mat. Down here under load tools and mats, it says the tools that I need to load for each mat. I am using a Cricut maker, so I am using my scoring wheel, which is 01. If you aren't using a maker or you simply don't have the scoring wheel, you can also use the scoring stylus. For this first mat, I need to have my scoring wheel in. I'll go ahead and insert that into housing B. I've got my standard grit mat. I'll add my paper. Since this light is blinking, it is ready to go. I can load my mat, and when this play light begins to blink, I can press that to begin the cut. It is done scoring, and I do not want to remove the mat. Notice how that load mat button isn't blinking, it's the play light. So I need to just change out my scoring wheel for my fine point blade and resume. Now that load light is blinking, so I can unload my mat. I'm not going to show you cutting each mat, but I do want to show you that when removing your paper from the mat, you want to turn the mat over and remove the mat from the paper. This will keep your mat from curling and will keep it nice and flat. So it's a good habit to always turn that mat over to remove the material. Here are all the cut pieces to my bag, so now I can begin assembling. I'm going to start with our cute little dinosaur guy. Before I glue anything down, I'm just going to arrange him to make sure that I have everything going in the right direction. especially the words. I am using the My Sweet Petunia Precision Glue Gun. I really like this gun because it has a hand trigger. My hands can be shaky, and this kind of just helps control that a little bit. But of course, you can use any glue that you have on hand. Add some glue to the back of my little dinosaur. When layering him on this darker background piece, there should be a thin outline around the entire design, and you want it to stay pretty equal or pretty even. I'm going to use some tweezers to help me hold these little pieces. And add some glue to the back of our pink cheek, and we have our white stomach, and then our "Your Rawrsome" saying on the heart. I did keep the O's, the center of the O's. They are really tiny, but I did keep them so I could put them back into the design. I didn't keep the center of the R's or the E's because those were just too tiny. But I think the O's really help make it a little bit more readable. If you wanted to, you could also draw the text in with a pen, just using one of the Cricut fonts and removing the letter cutouts. That is a great option as well. There's our cute little dinosaur. You are Rawrsome. For the box, I will use a bone folder to help me get a nice crisp fold. And I am folding some pieces in different directions, so just pay attention to that. For all of the box corners, I'm folding in on the lines. Same with the base of the box. I'm folding those in. Now with the notched tops, those are folding out. For the side corners of the top of the bag, these are just going to be pinch folds. So I'm just going to fold them by pinching. I'm not going to use the bone folder. I'm just going to fold it with my fingers. That's how we want those pinched corners to go. I'll do that on both sides. Now we can glue our box. I'm going to fold over this little tab on the side. I'll add some glue, and then I can fold the box in half and just press it into place with a bone folder. Where that seam is, I want that to be in the back of the box, which makes this the front, so I can glue on our dinosaur. Oh, he's so cute. For the bottom of the box, I'll fold these side tabs in, and I'm gonna add glue to each of those triangle flaps. I'm going to add quite a bit of glue because I want that bottom to be sturdy. There's one. And then I can do the same to the other triangle flap. Fold it over. And then I'll put it down and push from the inside. Isn't that such a cute little treat bag? Of course, you can put anything you want. I have got some truffles because they're my favorite, and I always have some on hand. So I'll put some in there. That is how it is going to close up with some ribbon. I'll cut a length of ribbon, maybe 12 inches long. Feed that in and in. I'm using a 1/4 inch width ribbon. I am going to use a little clamp to help me keep it closed so I can get that ribbon nice and tight, and just tie a bow. I am horrible at tying bows, so don't do what I do. Tie a better bow than me. That bow's not too bad. Pour in those ends. See, my bows always go like that. I can never make them look normal, but that's okay. It is still a super cute little gift box with some treats. You could put a small gift inside. Your Rawrsome. Isn't that so cute? This is such a fun project. Perfect for teachers, coworkers, or even just kids' Valentines for school. Here are 2 more that I made using different color schemes to show you that you really can do these in any color. We've got You're Awesome, Your Rawrsome, and I Love You. Aren't those so cute? Which color scheme is your favorite? Thank you for joining me today, and make sure to stop by thecraftyblogStalker.com to purchase this Valentine treat bag SVG. If you love tutorial videos, you can also find me on YouTube and at home on your smart TV on Made It Myself TV. Thanks everyone. Bye and happy crafting.